Hello and welcome. So, I decided to play around with a different percentage of hard oils versus soft oils. So, this batch is 70% hard oils and 30% soft oils. I added to my lye solution that I just poured. When I had the water, I added some sugar and salt and then made my lye solution. In my oils, I had also some Damascus earth because I wanted to see what that did in it, and also some powdered goat's milk. And I was soaping at 90, 95 degrees, which is warmer than I normally soap at. I'm still trying to find that good temperature for me and my area. But it took quite a while for it to come to trace. And then I mixed it even longer so it went to a thick trace. I wasn't adding fragrance or any colors or anything like that. So I wanted it at a thick trace. It definitely took a bit though. So you see me stirring for a while and then dipping my spatula in there and drizzling it on top. Now it's all ready and trying to clean that out as much as possible because it's such a pain to clean. Even if you let it sit for 24 hours to saponify, I still find it's really hard to clean off the blades and everything. And me being me, I would probably cut a finger or something, so I have to be super careful. And it's still pretty liquidy when I pour it in there. And I always try to scrape out as much as possible because, well, in all honesty, that's less oils or saponified or semi saponified in my case, usually. Stuff I have to clean up. I think because I'm impatient, I just go ahead and grab the Dawn dish soap and I end up washing my dishes twice because the first one you get most of the stuff out, but there's usually a oily film left. I had a little piece of hard soap stuck in the corner there. Now trying to tap out any air bubbles. I don't know why I keep pushing my liner back when I know I'm going to tap it again. I'm just OCD like that. And I'm sure my liner might naturally push back out as it saponifies, but because I'm not certain, I just always pull it back onto the wood mold. So it took probably a good 5 minutes or so for it to get anywhere near where I could attempt to texture the top. And even then, it was kind of touch and go. I have a stainless steel spoon that I'm using, and that's what I use for either texturing, but I mainly use it to mix my lye solution with. I guess I should just use a spatula, but for some reason I got stuck on the spoon. And now I'm trying to kind of scrape down the sides as I pull it up. To kind of clean off the sides as well. But wet soap is fun to play in. It's like playing in pudding. It's actually kind of fun. And you can sit and play for a while like this if you don't have a bunch of different colors or, different colors on the tops and things like that. Otherwise, the more you texture it like this, the more it's going to muddy up those colors that you have. See, now that was fun. where it really starts making that indent there. That's like almost the perfect consistency for me to make that. Now I think I finally decided, okay, you just need to stop playing. Stop playing in your soap. And this is a gardener's bar is what I ended up calling it. That I made for my Levy because he works out in the dirt a lot, and there are cats around here, so we can't put down slug bait, things like that. So he goes and gets the slugs off of the plants in the garden, and just about nothing will take off that slug slime. But he found that handmade soap actually did work for that. So I made this to be a high cleansing bar that would last a while. And I ended up cutting it. This is the one time I was so happy that I'm impatient as all get out. So I ended up having to cut it after 6 hours. So it sat for 6 hours and it was almost too hard to cut. This is probably the best cutting I've ever done, simply because the mold or loaf was hard enough. And in those 6 hours, it actually almost completely gelled, and it was still really warm. I didn't take the temperature. I should have. I should have grabbed the thermometer and checked the temperature of the inside, but the inside was still warm when I cut it. I end up pointing out how far it gelled here soon, I do believe. But you can see how it almost completely gelled, and there's just a very faint ring around the edges. But I did figure out Damascus earth doesn't smell the best in soap. It's got a very earthy smell, and I don't particularly like it, but it works really good. And that might get masked up if you, or masked over if you put a fragrance in it. I'm not sure. I have to go so slow when I'm cutting with a knife because I am horrible at cutting these, and I don't have a cheese cutter or a soap cutter, so I have to be very careful and slow. And there, now I'm pointing out where it gelled to. But it's been curing for a couple of weeks now, and it's actually stayed that color. So it didn't change much. It just gelled and got hard very quickly, and I was able to unmold it without messing up any of the corners or the bottom or anything like that within 6 hours, which I thought was pretty neat. It almost looks like I'm cutting a loaf of cheese. And those little end pieces ended up being so hard and almost brittle because they were so hard. Now I'm just trimming it up. So I thought that was interesting and thought I'd share with you guys. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you'd like to.